As we all know, the Pokemon market, hobby, whatever you want to call it, is in shambles. All the new sets are sold out, selling double, triple on the secondary market. It is just not a fun time to be collecting cards. A lot of people, including myself, have proposed different solutions on how we can fix this problem. Last night, I thought of something that I have not heard anyone talk about, and it just might be crazy enough to work. Alright guys, so while I talk about what I wanted to talk about, we're gonna open up these 6 packs of Journey together. I'm still looking for that Whale Lord. That is my chase for the set. I think it's the best card. I think it's the coolest card. If we hit it, we'll celebrate with this EX Sandstorm pack. So a few weeks ago, I made a video talking about the state of the market and how we can fix it. My solution was very simple. It was stop feeding scalpers. Everything kind of just relates to that, right? If everyone's willing to pay these prices on the secondary market, scalpers will continue to consume the product whenever it's available on Target, Walmart, Pokemon Center, whatever, because they will flip it, make a quick buck. This will keep the prices up. It will encourage distributors to overcharge boxes and stuff to local game stores, to other places, and it will just continue the cycle. So my solution was very simple. Everybody relax. Pokemon's gonna print more stuff. Stop feeding the scalpers. That's the only way this is gonna dry up. And I 1000% stand behind that. I still think that is something that we all have to be doing. But when I was having a conversation with a good friend of mine last night, just ripping packs, talking Pokemon, I was talking to him about that, and he said, yeah, that's perfect, but most people aren't like you. Most people don't have the willpower to just not pay crazy prices for a brand new set that they really want to open. And I understand it. I've opened up maybe like 15 packs, 20 packs at most of Prismatic, because I'm not gonna pay scalper prices for it. So far, we're getting skunked. But he did tell me, like, dude, that's not really realistic. And I do kind of agree. I do think a lot of people won't be able to just fight off the temptation, right? So the alternative would be Pokemon printing more, printing enough to demand, to the point where there's so much product, more people are getting it, that they don't feel like they have to purchase from the secondary market in order to get their product. Now, the issue with that is apparently Pokemon is already printing as much as they can. All this talk about them upping the printers, this whole thing, they are apparently at their limit. Someone on YouTube was talking about it, so this isn't really my source, but apparently Pokemon does own the printing facilities that, oh my god, dude, nothing out of 3 packs. They do own the printing facilities in which they print their products, but they do have contracts with other TCGs that also rent out their properties, their printers, to print their own stuff. So Pokemon can't really just print more. They have a contract with these people, right? So if they can't print more, how on earth is this gonna work? My solution, as crazy as it is, they have to kill Mewtwo. I'm being dead serious. They have to kill Mewtwo. What I mean by that is make the pull rates so damn good that it'll just fix everything. Let's go back. Think about when all the hype kind of started. It was around Twilight Masquerade that things kind of started to pick up, when that Greninja started selling for, I don't even know, PP up, dude, I hate this card. I don't know, like 2-3 times the amount. Sorry, not 2-3 times. It was like $200-300, $400, whatever the price was. It was the most expensive card, I believe, of Scarlet and Violet. And so because of that, the demand for that set went up. People started checking their Targets more, their Walmarts more, because now you had a chance at pulling a really rare, expensive card. The reason that card was expensive was because it was tough to pull. It wasn't easy. Therefore, it drove the price up, encouraged people to go out and, basically pull it. What happened after that? Shrouded Fable came. Pull rates were pretty good, I would say. I think they're very good. It was a smaller set. Cards were not worth much, and it was available everywhere. absolutely everywhere, right? Set after that, Surging Sparks. Very hard pull rates. Dude, another fucking dick up. Surging Sparks, very good pull rates, dude. This is incredible. We're gonna open more packs because I just realized like I talk way too slow. Surging Sparks, horrible pull rates. Pikachu therefore became expensive, therefore demand for that set just went up, and Surging Sparks is now like 250 a booster box or something like that for a set that dropped in November. It just never really came down because the cards inside of it were too valuable. Prismatic Evolutions, super hard pull rates, which made the cards extremely valuable. I think that's like a $6,000 set, which is insane. Super hard pull rates. Obviously the cards in it are awesome, but because they were so hard to pull, they're super expensive, and therefore people are willing to pay $15, $20 a pack because you can pull a card that's worth, you know, I don't know how much that Eevee card is going for, but you know what I mean. Like, you can pull some really amazing stuff out of there. So people are willing to pay more. The higher the chase card is, the more desired the set is. That was so pathetic. Not one hit out of 6 packs. I got 6 more. Same rule applies. If we pull Wailord, we'll open up that EX pack. But as I was saying, I think you guys get the point now. The more valuable a modern card is, the more expensive that set is going to be. It's just that simple. What determines value? Supply and demand. Demand is really, it's going to be more, it can be organic, but what's really important is the supply. The supply, how much of it comes into the market is going to be dependent on how much actual products of the set Pokemon gets out there. But if we're talking about a specific card, pull rates are going to have a very, very big influence, right? A card that is half as, you know, easy to pull will have twice as much copies on the market. If it's, you know, 4 times easier, it'll have 4 times as many copies on the market, and it will make a big difference in the price. Look at all the cards from 151. They are all dropping. Even the Charizard is like under $100 now if you pull it, and that's because they've been flooding the market with a ton of 151. That's the only reason that 151 isn't, like, the prices on the sealed product isn't going any higher. It's because the cards are actually dropping, right? All that to say, if Pokemon can't print more, I think it would be wise for them to mess with the pull rates a little bit. I genuinely think if they can print, let's just use small numbers, right? If they can print 100,000 cards a day, and out of those 100,000, let's say 1,000 are like SIRs or something like that, make it 300, make it 400. Like, literally, you can't print anymore. I get it, the contracts, whatever. You can definitely print more of certain cards, right? I would assume. Someone can correct me if I'm wrong, but what would happen if, dude, how many times did I pull this card today? Oh my god, dude, 0 hits. What would happen if the set drops and it does a journey together? The pull rates are so good that the collectors that just wanted to, you know, pull a certain card or complete a master set, they're able to do it a lot quicker, right? So that's going to naturally help the demand, right? Less people are going to be going into the stores looking for it. Less people are going to be buying off scalpers. And it's, I don't know, like, I feel like if they just mess with the pull rates a little bit and just make sure it's not as hard as Prismatic, it would really go a long way. Look at Crown Zenith. Crown Zenith, everyone loves Crown Zenith, right? The pull rates are very, very good. That's why when they printed it to the ground, it wasn't being scalped as often. Like, you know, the cards in it just were not as valuable, so people weren't really as willing to pay scalper prices for the product. If they would have tried that with a set like Prismatic, just printing it into the ground, if the cards were still super hard to pull, I think people would have been willing to pay those prices. So, I don't know. I just feel like if they make the pull rates Crown Zenith level, obviously it's going to be way too hard for the first wave. Like, that's already all printed, all there, whatever. But for the following ones, reprints, if they just make sure a lot of these singles get out into the market at very fast rates and the prices start crashing, I think naturally that's what we're going to see as well. I think we'll see the sealed product naturally go down, and then it will just fix everything. Like, Journey Together is pretty easy to get, man. Like, I picked up a bunch today. I picked up some last week and the week before that. Like, Journey Together is out there, man, and it's because the singles are not as expensive. Prismatic gets eaten up right away, and that's because the singles are super expensive. So I don't know, I feel like pull rates just has a lot to do with it, and it's just something I haven't really... 8 packs, no hits. It's just something I haven't really heard anyone talking about. So I don't know, just kind of wanted to give my take on that. I feel like it's the most practical way to go about it. Obviously, you know, people are going to be upset. They want to collect really valuable cards, and I get that. I like that too. But if this is going to make it so that things go back down to normal or somewhat close to normal, I think it's super worth it, man. I think it's super, super worth it. I don't know, man. I'm just kind of spitballing here, but let me know what you guys think, man. I'm sure this plan has a ton of flaws, but it would be interesting if Pokemon decided to do something like this, right? But I don't know, man. Right now, I want to hit these last 2 packs, man. Dude. Whatever, dude. It's a hit. God. Well, you guys can never say I'm not doing the Lord's work. I just got 11 crappy Journey Together packs off the market. So these are packs that you guys would have ripped and gotten absolutely smoked on like I just did. So, oh my god, this was not fun, dude. What the hell happened, dude? Journey Together usually has really good pull rates. Bro, Wailord is coming. Watch. 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 Alright, video's over. Thanks for watching.